Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to This Week on Martha's Vineyard. I'm your host, Emmeline Reed, and this week joining me is Steve Capers from the Strand Theater. We are going to be talking about the Martha's Vineyard Comedy Fest, but first I'm going to pop you into hearing some of our news for this week. So this week on Martha's Vineyard, we have found out that Nosh on Island is now looking for a caretaker. They're looking for someone that is going to take over. So if you've ever had a dream of owning and living in a lighthouse, this is your time to shine. This is something that they're looking to figure out by the end of summer 2024. So make sure you get your applications in ASAP. Also coming up, the big news, obviously, in this past week where Kamala Harris has announced her bid for presidency. Coming up this weekend, there's going to be a fundraiser where Kamala will not be there, but her husband, the first gentleman, Doug, will be there. So you can look forward to that event that's going to be coming up. It is private, invitation only, for $2,500 per ticket. It will be happening on July 29th. So if you see extra service on the island, you know why. Now we're going to get into this week at the Strand Theater. We're excited to talk with Steve. Thank you so much for joining us this week, Steve. I'm excited to talk about the big star we have coming on tonight, Damon Williams.
Yeah. So once again, thank you for having me on your show. We're looking forward to having celebrating our 13th annual Martha's Vineyard Comedy Fest, and it always stars Damon Williams as the host. He's the face of the festival, and he's actually performing tonight. So I want to be trying to pop in sooner or later. But until then, I can tell you everything you want to know about the festival and all the good stuff that's happening.
So I want to talk about Damon Williams as a host, first of all, because, he's a big name. He's very talented. What's your relationship been like with him? And how was this process of getting him to kind of come and be the face of the Comedy Fest?
So interesting thing is that people think that Damon and I grew up together. We're best friends and all that good stuff. I mean, we're really, really good friends. But I met Damon just kind of in passing, and it was one of my mentors who actually who saw Damon perform and said, "Hey, you need to meet Steve Capers. He's a good guy. He used to work for Comedy Central. He used to work for BET back in the day with Comic View, and so you guys will probably gel really well together." And so that's how I met him. That was back in 2002, 2003.
And the
And
rest of the history.
his brand of comedy is the kind of brand of comedy that I try to promote. So he and I hit it off, and he's the face of everything we do. I'm always behind the scenes, so it just makes a good combination.
And I want to talk about that behind the scenes. What are some things that people probably have no idea is happening when it comes to setting up this big comedy fest? They see it, they want to buy tickets, they want to come, but there's a lot more that goes into it.
Well, there's a hell of a lot that goes into it. We make it look easy, but what it is that it takes a whole year to plan. But just everything from selecting the lineup, a balanced lineup that is of comedians, also getting the house, doing travel, just doing stuff like inventory with beer and wine and just popcorn and need oil, a lot of that behind the scenes stuff right there. Making sure that we have our web designer, create a great website. A graphic artist does a lot of the looks that we have with flyers and posters. Just dealing with accountants, doing with attorneys. So it's a full-time job for a 3-week festival.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are those last minute details that are coming in right now? Because I know it's like coming up. We're so close. We're at the finish line. What's going on right now? I know you're sitting in line for the ferry as we speak, just coming back.
Yeah. So what happened was I had to go back to DC to go get my truck, and I don't know if you can see, but I got a lot of other stuff back here that I need to bring back, just in preparation for the festival. But everything from making sure that the exterminator has come by the Strand to make sure he does his stuff, having the theater clean with Dawn, our housekeeper. So it's just a lot of details, but we're ready. And so once the lights go on, it's camera in action.
Yeah, let's go. You have a ton of great acts that are coming in, and we've been talking to someone new every week, which has been so cool to get to understand and meet these personalities behind the scenes, get to know who they are, get to know what they love, some of their stories. And it's so crazy to think that in just a few weeks they'll be taking the stage, all this work you've done in the past year. So I want to hear if there's a little breakdown that you can kind of give the audience for, okay, if you like this type of comedy, you'll probably be looking forward to this person. If you like this type, can you kind of walk through those different personalities and what people can expect?
Sure, that's a good question. So what we do is we try to create a balanced lineup. We want to show a lot of variety, a lot of originality. So you might have some comedians who might be more political. You might have some comedians who are more kind of general mainstream topics, and then you got some who are just outright silly. So there's comedy for everyone. We have females on the lineup, so you might have a female point of view comedy. So we're very cautious of that all the time. And, Damon is such a great host. And actually, I'm going to drive as I talk. He sets the tempo, he sets the room up so that, comedians can kind of feel the energy in the room and they can kind of know what they're going to say and what they're going to do. So this year, we're actually looking to tape the shows. We got a production company coming in to really zoom in on it, and so we'll have it available for one of the streaming services out there.
That's amazing. And if you want to be there live, tickets are still on sale, right? We still have a little bit of room, not a lot of room, but a little room.
It's not a lot of room, but tickets do go fast. So it's marthasvineyardcomedyfest.com where you can purchase your tickets. It's a 3-week festival, so we go all the way from July 29th to August 17th, I think it is. And again, you'll see some nationally acclaimed comedians, and you'll see some, I don't want to say newbies, but people who've been around, but you may not be a household name for you. And again, these guys are funny, and we're really excited about it. So 3 weeks of nonstop laughter.
And in those 3 weeks, I'm sure it's going to be chaos, because one of the things I've heard in talking to, we spoke with B. Cole and we've spoken with, a lot of other people. And I think one of the things I heard through all these conversations was the hospitality that you and Frank always offer when your comedians are coming to the island. Like, you take care of them, you take them to the best spots, you always have a good time. I want to hear about all that camaraderie that's going on between you guys once everyone comes off the stage and everyone's waking up at night. What is that looking like?
Yeah, so basically we want to make them feel at home. We want to treat them like kings and queens. So what we do, I think he's about to take my ticket. 1 second.
Yay!
I know. 8:30. Sorry about that. We got a little delay.
See that orange cone up to the right?
Yeah, that cone? Yeah.
My bad. You're going to swing around.
Oh, swing around now?
Yeah.
Number two? Okay, cool. All right, I'm swinging to number 2 now.
We just witnessed a Martha's Vineyard miracle. Are you making standby on the ferry?
Yeah, it looks like that. Yeah, it looked like earlier, but they got me on the second lane now. So, and then I got my dog in my lap, and she's acting a little silly right now. So let me pull over right here. All right.
So that's just crazy in and of itself. We're witnessing a miracle right now, because as everyone knows, standby has been just a nightmare this summer.
Yeah, it is. So I just got a lot of good luck. It's we'll see what happens. But going back to your question, when the comedians get to the island, let me put my seatbelt back on. Watch out, Mango, my dog.
You're gonna be sick, Mango.
All right, sorry. When they get to the island, we try to treat them like kings and queens. They're like big fish in a small pond. And what we do is we show them the whole culture of Martha's Vineyard, whether it's the food, the beaches, just hanging around good people. It's part of the whole experience. And what we tell them, that this is a working vacation. And so we want you to, play hard and give us 30 minutes a night of funny jokes. So you work hard, play hard. So, but inside the house, because all the comedians stay inside the same house, and all the jokes that are going back and forth, all the the fun and the playfulness that happens is really an interesting time. And I really wish we would do more filming inside the house, because there's some funny moments that I can't really tell you, make it sound funny. You have to be there. It's one of those kind of things.
You know what, Steve? I think I'm gonna have to swing by that house for a little bit. We're gonna have to come through with the camera, and we'll just be flies on the wall. We'll just sit there. We won't say anything. We'll just
Yeah.
like be there, observing, taking it all in, because that's where the real comedy, I'm sure, is happening. Because it's so like unscripted, laid back, fun. I'm sure that's where a lot of it just like naturally comes out.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, they keep throwing jokes, bouncing jokes off of each other, and and so they start to develop the joke, and then they try it on stage, basically. And so it's amazing how things just kind of come out of nowhere, and then the mind of a comedian. I mean, they say the stuff that we think, but we just don't know how to articulate it in such a way to make it funny. So I'm looking forward for this year's festival.
That's going to be awesome. And is there anything that people should kind of know in advance? If it, maybe it's their first time at the Strand Theater, maybe they haven't been before. What should they know about, for example, like parking, getting there, getting out, places to go downtown afterwards or before?
Yeah, so I recommend getting there early. So shows, the Monday through Thursday shows start at 8 o'clock. I would recommend getting there, at least around the area around 6:30, just so you can get something to eat, get something to drink. Then you can walk over to the Strand, and it might be a 5-10 minute wait to get inside, but we expedite everybody, get everybody seated. It's general admission, so it's first come first serve in terms of seating, and so sort of like Southwest Airlines, you pick your own seat. so. But it's a cool experience. I mean, we have music playing when people are walking in. We have our concession open. So we do sell beer and wine during the festival, and we have New England Sweetwater. They have the frozen mojito, and also the rum punch in a pouch. So those are really really good. So
And there's butter on the popcorn. We confirm that, right?
yeah, so even though we use butter flavored oil, the popcorn is just fine as is. But there's somebody. There's always that one person. I'm not gonna mention Collins. I'm not anybody, but they always want a little extra butter on their popcorn. So we will have that available for Colin and whoever else.
I will tell you, I had to laugh because we took our son to his first movie. So he went to his very first one last week, and we were like, okay, we're going to get him a bucket of popcorn. Sure, we bring it over, and there's like a little button you can press to fill it up. So we filled up the popcorn. Okay, then there's a butter button.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, just whip that thing. And I was like, like, all right, like do a little, not too much. But he pressing a button, like he's having a blast. He's 3 years old. He's like, this is the greatest thing. And I'm like, oh, okay, and we're done. Thank you.
So the thing is, we control the butter though. So we like, you want a little bit, lot or a lot, So just a couple of squirts here and there would do. And then we got that good old seasoning salt to put on there if you like salt. And so we have some of the popcorn, and we kind of got the recipe from the Eggertown Cinema. So I get big shouts out to him, kind of giving me a little help with make sure the popcorn is great.
See, and that's nice because that's the collaboration. Like you want to have that collaboration. I think that's really kind of a good thing to like jump in on, because there's a lot of collaboration like between all the other artists, but also all the other businesses on the island. So I feel like this festival is a really great opportunity for a lot of people to collaborate that like maybe a lot of these other artists didn't really know each other before, or do they have all background of working together, or is this like a whole new adventure?
So it's a network of comics. I mean, most of them have all worked together or at least know of each other, and and somewhere down the line they cross paths, because we deal with majority professional comedians that have day in day out, they perform weekdays, weeknights, and so you're going to bump into somebody if you're in that circuit. So but once everybody gets here, again, we show them a great time with all the restaurants, and then just collaborate with other businesses with us. So you got 11th Circuit right down the street. Oftentimes they provide food for the comedians in the green room. Then you got the Chowder Company right next door, where people can go grab a quick little drink before coming to the show or after the show. So I mean, just one thing I love about Martha's Vineyard, everything is all together. So we want one big happy family.
All right, now before the Comedy Fest comes up, you guys still have stuff going on at the Strand. So I want to talk about like what else you have going on right now ahead of time.
So the Strand Theater is booked. So if you go to strandtheatermv.com or follow us on Instagram at strandtheatermv, you'll see that we have a lot of activities. Now, one of the big activities that we just recently announced was we're bringing George Clinton. So he's bringing his musical act to the Strand Theater on August 7th, if I'm not mistaken. It's a Wednesday. And I mean, he's a legend in the music game, so I can't wait to see his performance. But we also have workshops, speaker symposiums. We have the Vagina Monologue, a play happening. We have a bunch of screenings. So, the Strand Theater is all about expression. So, if it's not at the Strand, it's not our brand. So we love to give people the opportunity to really showcase their talent, whether you can dance, sing, or write a play, or show your movie. And even we even had game nights. So stay tuned and find out more that we do.
And it's funny. Deirdre actually reached out from Jenna Monologues to come back on again. So I need to talk to Colin and book her and bring her back again, because their cast is just like so good. Like
Yeah.
they're a really talented, really good group of people. So I have to reach back out to her and bring her back on, because I feel like if you people missed her before, like she was amazing. So
Mhm.
if anyone watching here tonight like missed watching, the Vagina Monologues, don't worry. We'll have them back on so you can,
Right.
kind of hear a little bit more before they go into the theater. But yeah, no, you guys really do a great job of keeping variety, because it's like Comedy Fest is going to be obviously like a huge event that's going to bring all types of like different age groups coming to the stand. But you guys do different things all the time. It's like movies for kids. You'll have Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Like you guys always have something going. So the Strand is really like just very thoughtful and really kind of accommodating and appreciating all sorts of different types of work.
Yeah, yeah. One of the things we do is we really listen to see what people like. Oftentimes we're just kind of throwing darts to the board, but we get a lot of suggestions, and we say, that's a good one. For example, oh, what's that crazy movie we just played a couple of weeks ago? But it was something I wasn't even on my radar, and someone mentioned it, and I said, sure, why not? Let's do it.
Yeah.
And so we had a good turnout, and so Jaws is always a popular movie during the Fourth of July, and we did consecutive runs with that. But yeah, so it is a movie theater, but because we have a stage, we're able to do live events. So that gives us the opportunity to have a lot of variety. So again, dance, sing, music, workshops, speaker symposiums, you name it, trainings. I even been approached to do a wedding there. So, I mean,
No way, really?
so yeah, so stay tuned to see more that we can do. So I look at the Strand Theater, even though it's a theater, I look at it more as a production facility, because we have high speed internet access, we have good lighting, we have good sound, we have microphones, I mean, computers, projectors. I mean, what we have whatever you need for any kind of production needs. So
I think at some point I talked to Colin about it a while ago, and he was like, "Oh, when you produce your documentary, why do you not do it at the Strand?" So once it gets to that level, I'm sure I'll be giving you a call. It's in now year 1.5 of production that we're still working on it. So
well, whenever you're ready, we'll be ready for you. So you have an open invitation, and our database is really growing. With our digital media followers, what have you. So we can get the word out for you, and we'll get some people to support.
thank you, appreciate that. And I know you guys do a lot of other independent film showings as well.
Yeah, we do. So, matter of fact, on Monday we have a documentary on HBCUs, historical Black colleges and universities. I think that's from 4 to 6. Um, and I can't think of all the other ones that are coming up. But yeah, there's a couple of different screenings taking place within the next 3 to 4 weeks. So yeah, I would just
Amazing.
always direct people to the website or to our Instagram page.
Amazing. Awesome. All right. So you're back on the island, just, just about to get on the boat, like right about to be there. So for people that, are watching the show, that they're like, all right, I want to kind of hear, where would be your first stop? Where's the first place you're going when you get off that boat?
So the first place I'm going, I'm actually gonna go home, and it's nothing like home sweet home. So I'm in the
Yeah.
campground, so I have a cottage right there. So just kind of get situated, unpack, and then. But first thing tomorrow morning, I will be at the Strand Theater. I mean, just little stuff like we just got a refrigerator that came in, so we're able to stock more of our beverages there. Because we just the two that we have already was just not enough. So, I mean, it's just stuff like last minute stuff like getting the refrigerator up and running, getting it stocked. What else I got to do? We got to make sure our projectors are working. Maybe have to change the bulb. That just little stuff that people don't even think of, but it's on top of our mind all the time.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. And Frank's doing well. I know he was not. Oh, you got to go?
Oh, no, 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 no. And I was just saying, and also too, even tonight I got to get a lobster roll. So I mean,
Yes. Okay. Where are we going for that lobster roll? Spill the
well,
tea.
I,
Where's the secret?
I love Lookout. So I think they got the best lobster rolls on the island, and it's convenient for me where I live. So it's just easy to call in, grab it, and keep it moving.
So actually, I can second that. That was where I was. I just came back from. I'll talk briefly about Possible Dreams auctions. So we went there, hosted by Seth Meyers on Sunday, which was wild. And it was like awesome. And on the way back, I stopped to grab just like a little sushi roll at Lookout, and it was amazing. They did this one that I don't know if you've ever had the spicy tuna with the mango on top.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, it was incredible, like so good. I was between that and a spider roll, and I just like went off the bartender rack. I was like, you know what, whatever you think is the best, like that's what I want to go with. And he told me that one, and oh my gosh, like that was incredible. I should have ordered a second one to take back with me, honestly, but it was so good.
Well, the spider roll is delicious. That's one of my favorites over there. So you can't go wrong, and those guys know exactly what they're doing. So you can
Yeah,
kind of close your eyes and just say, "All right, eeny, meeny, miny, mo."
you can't make a mistake. And it's nice because like they have been so packed that it's been hard to get a table a lot of the times. But it's nice when you just like kind of sneak off and you're like, all right, well, just one little person,
Right.
just look at me in the corner when you're traveling back and forth, and you're like, hello, just I'll sneak in over here by the bar. So
Yeah. Well, you were going to mention Frank earlier, and so Frank is my right hand man. He helps out so much with the Strand Theater and also with the Comedy Fest and just anything that we need for the theater. I mean, just going back and forth to the mailroom and stuff like that. But he and I will go to Lookout often and to eat, or we'll go to the Sandbar, or we'll go to 11th Circuit, or the Chowder Companies. We pretty much go everywhere to eat, it seems. Bangkok cuisine. But I just want to give him a special shout because he allows me to do stuff like go back home to go get my truck and get the rest of the stuff. And, I know that the Strand is in good hands. So I always want to, give a shout out to him. I always want to give a shout out to Colin with This Week on Martha's Vineyard, and you, Emma, for doing a fantastic job of helping us promote and just put on quality shows. So, I mean, it's part of the brand of the Strand to be a part of you with you guys. So.
thank you. Yeah, no, I love Frank. I gotta say, every single time you and Frank get together, it's just like, I mean, the two of you in the same room together, I always say, like, you could run the show all by yourself. Like, just the two of you just talking back and forth. You guys are just comedic gold in and of yourselves. I would love to see you guys up on the stage for Comedy Fest and just like, you guys have your own thing. Do you have that in the plan? Is that going to be a surprise?
Well, no, I see. This is the thing. I'm smart enough not to get on stage because you have to be, you have to have tough skin to be a comedian, you know. And Frank has actually been on stage and he has performed. I mean, one year he even hosted for us when Damon had to go. Frank is one of those guys that's just fun, naturally funny, and you just kind of throw him a topic or a subject and he goes at it. So with him and I, we're like the odd couple. He'll say something and I just got to disagree with him just because, and then he'll say something, and so it's a lot of bantering going back and forth, but it's all friendly, games we play. So, but yeah, but he is a comedian. He has performed for us, but he's also he didn't want to make it his life to be a comedian because he was in corporate America. So he had he has a real job other than being a comedian. And so that burning desire didn't last just for about a year or two.
And that's the wild thing about you guys is that you guys have just like so much going on. It's incredible to me when I like talk to you guys. You always just make it work. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, like I'm in New Orleans this week, but we're hosting the show." Oh, like, "Oh yeah, like you're always going back and forth." One week Frank's in the hospital, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, like okay, like we're coming back. I'm here," and I'm like, "Are you okay?" Like you guys just like you just keep going and you just make it happen. And there's this like relaxing, just like go with the flow vibe about you guys that just like makes it work. It's crazy the kind of energy you guys have.
Well, we're pretty easygoing. That's our personality. But I tell you, it was many times where I just wanted to quit. I was like, okay, this thing is not making money, or it's costing too much, and I'm thinking maybe I'll take another direction and go somewhere else with this. And it was always Frank who'd be like, no, it's okay, just try it one more time. Don't overthink. So he brought a good balance to this whole entertainment thing, and he kind of reminds you that it's not going to always go smooth, but if you stay in it, everything will work out. So that's the kind of mentality that we have.
And that's amazing. Like the relationship you two have is just, it's so special. And it's just whenever the two of you come together, I'm like, oh, here we go. This is about to get fun. Like just seeing the two of you.
Well, and our energy kind of rubs off. So like Damon, who's again the host of the festival, he likes what we do. He understands that he's in the front, he's the face of the festival. People come to see him, and Frank and I can just kind of sit in the background and worry about technical stuff or promotion and stuff like that, operations. So it's a great combination. And then when you also throw in our DJ Dollar Bill, he's like our brother too. So I mean, those guys perform on stage, we're off stage, so it's a great mix. And it's just that brotherly love. What do they call it, bromance?
That's a bromance if I've ever seen one. The only other second closest one I've seen is between my husband and our best friend Justin.
Okay.
But you guys, the back and forth is just like, it's untouchable. So I want to talk a little bit about DJ Dollar Bill, because we really haven't talked that much about him, but I would love to kind of dive into more of like what we can expect to see and like what's going on behind the scenes with him.
So DJ Dollar Bill is the DJ of the festival. We've been working with DJ Dollar Bill and Damon for over 20 years, just doing shows across the country. And those two have the chemistry of when it's showtime, they're there to perform. So it's like when we turn the lights off or the spotlights on, whatever. Frank and I can kind of go in the back and continue doing what we're doing, because we know that the show is going to be an outstanding show, because they set the bar up for the comedians to come on stage. So, it's just one of those things that we got. It's all about chemistry. And so I feel lucky that we have this bond, this friendship, because, you hear a lot of horror stories, but none of us have ever had an argument. I mean, we may disagree with something, but everything works itself out. So
yeah, and all just kind of flows. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, do we know? I just want to touch base on an update. I know David may not be able to speak with us tonight. Do we just touch in on an update to see if he may be able to hop on?
Yeah, so I know he was performing, so it was a tight little window he had. So I'm thinking that since he hadn't replied back to me, he's
probably on stage.
Yeah, he's probably on stage doing his thing. So maybe he's working out some new material to bring back to Martha's Vineyard. So, but he's one funny guy. He's a veteran comedian. He's been in the game for almost 30 years now. He was one of the original comedians to be on BET's Comic View. So he's a household name. People know him, and he this is when he comes to Martha's Vineyard, this is like his home court. So I always tell people, buckle up, because he's about to come.
Awesome. So exciting. Well, we're really excited for this. And, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you're on the boat. We're about to be on the boat, heading back. Mango, the star of the show.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Love that. Now, is Mango going to be in attendance for any of these shows? What do you think? Up in the VIP booth, living her best life?
Mango has to stay home, because she'll be barking and trying to interrupt the program. So
she knows she's the star.
She's the star. Yeah, she's a little mascot, but that's about it.
Awesome. Well, I won't take up too much more of your time tonight, because again, I know you're jumping on that ferry. But you got confirmed for getting on, right?
Yeah. Matter of fact, I think we're about to start pulling up in a second. The guys look like he's telling people to come on. So.
Yay! Awesome. Perfect. Well, I'll let you get that good luck in, and we will see you soon, Steve. Thank you so much for joining us for a little bit tonight.
All right, Emma. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.